do you want me to say?
Anything. Hey,
What's
good morning.
up? Good morning. Can you hear me?
All right.
It's like you need to take a big deep breath.
All right.
And just be yourself. Okay. Hey guys, this is Jolie with One's Love Path. This is a unique setting. I don't know how to call this, but we just came back. Me and my friend Karen. Say hi, Karen.
Hi.
There's her hand. And we just came back from seeing the sunrise. We'll add a video onto this. The setup is actually more of Karen's vision. She is a photographer. We're really good friends. I've known her for a long time. How long have we known each other?
Wow, probably since 2010.
That's a long time, guys.
Yeah, it's 10 years.
Yeah, we need to hang out more though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be in the camera, but that's okay.
Camera shot.
I don't care. I told her we could be anywhere. We could be in the car. We can be here. We can be there. But it's more of, you guys know I'm more of a message type of person. So the subject for today, oh, and by the way, I just want to say, Karen, if I just ask that everyone just be who they are, be your authentic self, and just keep it real. Okay? Today's subject, love. Oh my God, you guys should see her face. She got all like, What popped into your head? What pops into your head?
Happiness.
Okay.
Happiness.
Does anyone, a group of people, does anyone pop into your head when it comes to speaking about love?
My husband.
Oh, okay.
My children.
Your children, yeah.
And family and friends, and it's just happiness. I mean, even love for everything, for life,
yes.
for everything, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
So let's maybe start with self. How do you feel about love when it comes to yourself?
At the moment, I'd probably be just doing better, self-development, even from eating healthy, from meditating, from a jog, a walk, eating healthier.
Mm-hmm. So that's self-love.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you, like, because if someone were to ask me, what do you think about when it comes to love? Myself is in that.
Mm-hmm.
When you were listing your husband, you were listing your kids, I didn't hear nothing about you.
That's true.
If you would have asked me, I would have been me.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not loving myself enough, how am I going to be able to love
mm-hmm.
everyone else around me? So all those things you said are absolutely correct. The self-love
mm-hmm.
and you keeping balance. And because I've struggled, I'm not going to lie, like I've struggled when it comes to putting me in there. Mm-hmm. Because especially if you have children or family, those things come first. Mm-hmm. So we forget about ourselves mm-hmm. all the time, as women especially. Anyone, even men, everyday lives. We forget about ourselves. So love, think of yourself as well, because it's so important. I guess let's go to the next level. What was that? You said your husband was the first thing. Oh my goodness. So the love for him. Like we were talking about at work, what was it, yesterday? And I was like, what are the symptoms? And they were laughing at me like, what do you mean what are symptoms? Like, yeah, what are your symptoms when you know you love someone? What would you say are, like, I say symptoms, but how do you feel when you love someone?
That's a tough question to answer.
Isn't it? Why?
Because there's so many things, and there's so many things you probably don't see when you're in love.
Boom. Okay.
Yeah. And for me, it's just the way he makes me feel,
mm-hmm.
the way he talks to me, the
mm-hmm.
way, even just the way he looks at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when it comes to that, you just forget about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe I'm guilty. Maybe it's something that is normal. Maybe it's, I don't know, but that's just the way I feel when it comes to him.
And it was funny because my other friend, I asked her and she struggled with it. And I'm like, she was listing all these things, and I'm like, no, like, you hit it right on the head. Like, how does this person make you feel? That's just how it is. You know what I mean? You don't, there's no, like, right or wrong answer to it. You know, I'm not saying her answer was wrong, but I'm just like, I felt like she was going, like, here. I'm like, no, stop. How does he make you feel? You know? Does it make you feel like home? Like, I feel comfortable with you. I could walk around butt-ass naked around you.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know what I mean? That's how I feel like that I know if I'm in love with you. I'm going to be myself with you. You know? So that's more like a romantic love that we're talking. Because, you know, I've also struggled with that too sometimes. Like, you know, people are like, oh, that those butterflies that you feel, that's not love. I'm like, what? Can't that be part of it? Can I have like this little, when I see this person?
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
But eventually, like, as time, and you spend time with them, and as the years go, you're like, you're starting to see other things. You know, like, look how much we've evolved together. Look how much we've grown together. Look how he stood by me during these moments. Look how we've been through everything, and we're still here together. So what do you think about love when it comes to your babies? Your children?
It's just like recently, them coming home after Valentine's with a big heart telling me how much they love me. It's just loving them just as much and realizing that no one can love you as much as your children, and you cannot love anyone more than you love your children. And even feeling helpless at times because you want to help them and sometimes you can't, and you try your very best, and you try out of love. And you see all these crazy stories out there, like even the little boy Gabriel.
Oh my goodness. If you guys haven't seen it on Netflix, and this is not a plug for Netflix, but if you have not seen that Gabriel Fernandez story, the series they have there, it's so heartbreaking. Like, how could you?
Yeah.
How could you?
Honestly, I couldn't bring myself to see that thing.
You
or that
haven't
video.
seen,
no.
but you know the story.
But I've known
from the news.
Yeah, and I know the story, and it's like, how is that possible for a mother to not love their child? Even though your child loves you, and you can see it in the movie how much that little boy loved his mom, despite all the chaos she's caused in his life. And to see that, to hear that, it was very heartbreaking, and to see it, I couldn't just bring myself to do that.
No.
But for my children, it's endless. It's everything, really, for me.
Yes.
Because you bear that child, you hold that child from the time you conceive to the moment that they're no longer in this world and beyond, probably.
Well, let's talk more about that then, because your love is so strong and deep for your children.
Very.
So therefore, I feel like you absolutely love yourself. But what if Gabriel's mother wasn't able to even love herself, so therefore she couldn't love her children properly? How do you feel about that?
That's very difficult to try to even understand.
Because
why.
you feel like inside already, instinctually, like you already should have it within you as a mother.
Absolutely.
So there had to have been something. I mean, if you watched it, when you watch it, because I know it's hard for you to see it, but I feel like it was made for a reason. There's a purpose behind it, and it's to bring awareness to things like this, because that's not the only case. You know, that's not the only child that has died in the hands of loved ones. Child abuse.
Right.
So if you watch it, the mother has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Unresolved issues, and that self-love, self-searching.
I was about to say that, yeah.
I feel like if she, if they would have gotten her help, You know, it's
To love
easier said than
herself.
done to
Yeah.
love herself, but you
Never
know,
change
the
things.
environment the things she went through, you have to watch it. I'm not trying to, condone what she did because it was wrong, but you have to understand the environment and under circumstances. It's like a domino effect. She went through something as a child, probably her whole teenage life, and it rippled down to her children, and you don't know, now possibly the children are getting help, but what if they didn't, how would it rippled down to them, So I think the domino effect of it. So again, it goes to self-love.
That is always very important, I think.
It is. How are we supposed to, as women especially, even men who have children, you have to love yourself, and you have to understand and dig deep, and that's, we were talking about like that tunnel vision. You have to find your balance. You have to find what it is that that brings you that happiness. So yes, children. I love my children. They get on my nerves. I know my daughter's gonna watch this. My son's gonna watch this. Hi guys, I love you, but you get on my nerves now. Everything I do is for them, and everything that I've accomplished in life, it's like they were sort of like that driving force. Like I cannot see another woman raising my children. And I laugh because, I don't know, some of you who remember my children when they were younger were like, girl, don't bring them over here. Those rugrats. But I can't see another woman raising I can't see anyone else but me. Like, we were just made for each other. And it's so funny because my son, I feel like he is such an old soul. Like, he's already an old grumpy old man, girl. Like, and then my daughter's definitely been here before because she thinks she knows everything. The teenager, I know everything. And I have to keep in my mind. And I used to be so controlling of it. Like, oh, no, like strict. Like, no, we can't do this. No. And I've really lightened up because as they get older, they're going to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? And like you said, as much as you want to try like preventing them from a tragedy, they have to go through those things in order to learn, and in order, those bumps are what make you who you are, and it all comes with the learning process, because you're never going to stop learning and you're never going to stop teaching. So I've let loose my children, not all the way, but so they can learn when they make a bad call or not such a good decision. Let them learn on their own.
That's love.
That's love. It is love. So what else would you say would you besides your friends? How about your friends? Do you have friends that you truly love?
I do.
Do you love the same as
my children and my family?
Do you feel like it's the same type of love then?
I think it's different.
Okay.
Because with your children, as much as you wanted to share a lot of the stuff, you just can't. And that it goes with your husband too. You can't share everything with your partner. And I've told my husband, I was like, there's stuff that I'd rather not know, that I think it's best that you share it with your friends or a therapist, and not or because I'm not I will probably not understand in some scenarios.
There you go.
Yeah. And with my friends, I feel like I'm more comfortable. I don't feel as judged. I feel like I can probably say more. And just even hanging out for wine, it's therapeutic.
I love how you said wine.
Yeah.
And it's too early, I guess, for wine, because we're here
in
drinking.
this case, coffee.
Yeah. And I like how you're like, wine.
Yeah. I love wine. I actually just got into wine, so that's
cool. Whatever, brings it, down to that level of just relaxing and whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But I think what you brought up was very important, because you would want to be, like, I would want to be completely open. But I've learned that you can't sometimes absolutely with the person that you're with.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, though. Like, that would be a goal. Like, my goal would be to be with someone who I can be completely myself with and be completely honest with. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want them to know everything of me. And if it's too much that they feel like I just don't know what to do with what you're telling me, then I'd be like, all right, then maybe I do need to go ahead and step it up to a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's more of a mature way of handling it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you're like with your husband, honey, you know, I understand you're trying to tell me something or that you're going through something. But I'm not, I don't want to say prepared, but like I'm not equipped.
You really aren't.
I don't know how to handle the situation.
Right.
And I love you enough that I feel like I will go with you.
Absolutely.
If you need me to support you.
Yeah.
But how hard is it to tell a man that they need therapy?
It's very difficult.
Okay.
They don't need it.
I love you, but you need therapy, boo-boo. I'm not saying I'm leaving you, but you need some therapy, boo-boo.
Yeah. And it's okay. Honestly, therapy has helped me in a lot of situations, whether it's with myself, with my family, my children.
It takes a real person. That's what I'm saying. Like, we should not be embarrassed. We should not be ashamed.
That's self-love.
That is self-love. And holistically, your mind, your body, and your soul. Like, how do you can go ahead and work on your body all you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you can get closer to whatever God you want to pray to.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your beliefs are, as long as it's coming from a place of love.
Mm-hmm.
But your mind, like, it's so, to me, it's number one.
And in this society, if you notice, it's very taboo to feel any type of way. That therapy is, though it's coming a long way, still feel like a lot of people do not accept it.
No.
Especially, I don't know about, I believe it happens in a lot of Latino homes.
I was just going to say in our community.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know in my family, my parents just barely are talking about therapy. Mm-hmm. And 60s, 50s, 60s.
But look at them, though.
Yeah.
My father would.
Yeah.
He would not talk about therapy. My father. Yeah. I love my father, but no.
Yeah.
He calls it, you gonna see it shrink? I'm like, Dad. Gosh. What is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, but that's part of, like you said, self-love.
Yeah.
Like how you need to get that mind, your mental.
You need an outside source to tell you what's going on. Because sometimes we're too blind to see certain things.
Yes.
I actually just recently had a scenario where I was very overprotective over my child. And I felt like I had to defend my child from everything, from even criticism and from even from them learning and growing. And when my friend told me, she's like, this is kind of jeopardizing your marriage. Mm-hmm. That's when I stepped back and I'm like, yeah, me not letting my child grow at this moment when she needs to grow is definitely hurting my marriage because my husband thinks or feels that I'm not letting my child grow and learn. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like things like that I'm like, okay, if it wasn't for the therapist, I probably wouldn't have been able to see that.
It was an outsider.
Yeah.
That was like telling you. That's someone that's not with you every day. Mm-hmm. That's not your family.
Yeah.
That you grew up with. You need that bias. Is that how you say? The bias? That bias, like, point of view. Yeah, you do. We all need it. And it takes people time. To hear your parents, you said your mom?
Me, my mom, yeah.
Say it? That's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's a huge step. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
It took a while, but
it's okay. But self-love is definitely in there. What else would you talk about with love?
So what do you feel right now? What are your thoughts on love in general?
I am such a lovey-dovey person. Everyone knows that. Like, I have a high energy. I have a love for everyone. But when it comes to, like, loving, like I said, I struggled with loving. I'm not saying loving myself, but not, the focus wasn't on me. Like, I took care of myself, but the focus was always, like, on my children or whoever I was involved with or other people, like my friends, my family. And, you know, I would feel drained. I would feel depleted. And then I realized as I got older, and a lot of my friends, they're like, you need to take care of yourself first. You need to take care of yourself first. So then I started doing some soul searching. And where I'm at now, I'm in a really good space. Like, I absolutely love who the fuck I am right now.
Amen.
I'm not perfect by any means. Like, I'm still learning. Teach me. I'm over here like, teach me. I tell everybody, teach me. Come on, tell me, teach me. I didn't like what you said. Thank you for telling me that. I will not say that to you. I will not come to you with that energy like that or anything anymore. Thank you so much for being honest with me. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. Teach me, you know? And it's all out of a place of love. But I really do love who I am because I worked really hard at becoming who I am. And I used to be very a people pleaser. And that's not a good thing because then again, you feel depleted. I just always want things to be like good, you know. Maybe that's just my illusion of things, my mind, you know, daydreaming all the time. Like, everyone has good in them. Yes, they do, but they also have bad. Mm-hmm. And that sometimes breaks my heart. I think looking around at, you know, what goes on in this world, it breaks my heart. And I feel like with this platform, I'm using my voice. Because I do have that voice that will turn heads. I have that. When I enter a room, people will listen, basically, you know, because it is coming out of a place of love. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to me, I love myself, you know, and I'm learning to love myself and all of me. So that's where I stand for that. But when it comes to, like, my children, again, they get on my nerves. I love them. Everything I do is for them. I can't see myself without them, you know. So that is, I feel like, is the purest of love. And relationship. I'm still learning when it comes to that. You know, this person, he's gonna probably hear this. You know, he's self-loving right now. And, you know, it's, I guess I'm going to say without saying too much, I love him. I really do. But, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. And when it comes to who you are as an individual on your path, on your journey, who am I to stop anyone from their, you know what I mean? Like, finding out who they are, you know? And I feel like that's all I can do. So I'm going to continue loving myself, continue doing what I'm doing and what brings me happiness. And, you know, I don't know how to say it, but I mean, whatever happens, happens. You know, what is meant will always be. Like, no one can ever take that away from anyone. Like, if I'm meant to be a leader, if I'm meant to do certain things in my path, in my life, the universe, because I already made up in my mind who I am, the universe would start throwing opportunities my way. Mm-hmm. And if this person is supposed to be, because we're all connected, me and him are definitely connected. It's just, you know, it's where he is in his life and where I'm in my life. So I can't, you know, that's all I want to say on it. But I do love him. And, you know, I'm just going to keep being who I am, you know? So that's where it is for the relationship. But when it comes to my family, I love them. I love them, but we are all separated. What are you supposed to do, you know? What are you supposed to do when you feel we're all in different states? You know? And I love them. I would do anything for my sisters. I have a sister who hasn't talked to me in years. If she sees this, I love you, Kiara. But we haven't talked in years. That to me breaks my heart, you know? But again, people are going to do what they want to do, you know? And people are going through what they're going through in their life. And I feel like the one thing that you always have to continuously do is be understanding. And like when I see someone having a horrible day, just going off on like a cashier or something like that, just be understanding. You know what I mean? If he's not doing anything physically to harm you, you know, don't let him disrespect you, because that's self-love. Setting a boundary around you and your family and your loved ones is called self-love. But okay, something's going on with that person. Let me move away over here. I'm going to another register. But it's self-love. So those are the things that I feel, you know, as long as it's authentic. Like, you can definitely feel when someone is not loving you, like the energy behind it, you know. And I know how to love, baby. I know how to love, and that's love.
Yeah,
it comes out of nowhere sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or people that you meet sometimes. I'm not saying that you fall in love with them, but like there's a love for that person. Like, have I met you? Like the energy, you'd be like, I just feel like I've known you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You anything else you want to add on love?
I think love is also not getting rid of people, but removing yourself from people. I think people have a difficult time. I myself had a difficult time doing that. And I removed myself from a lot of people in my life. And I'm not saying that I'm happy with the decision I made, but I think it's very important for self-love to remove yourself from situations that are no longer relevant.
We had a little malfunction. That's okay. But, you know, this is a good-ass conversation, girl.
I agree.
Hopefully you took what you needed. And I know I feel good about this.
I do too.
Sometimes you just need to let it out. And love is such a beautiful thing. I feel like everything should be done out of a place of love. And you just can't go wrong with it, you know? Because the energy that comes from that, from love, is such a beautiful thing. So you guys, thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
For videotaping me.
In the car?
In the car. Doesn't matter. I'm sorry, guys. This is just, we woke up, got dressed, and we really just wanted to enjoy the sunrise. And it was absolutely beautiful. It's a little chilly here, but it's beautiful. So you're going to add the sunrise to the video, right?
Absolutely.
So you guys enjoy the video of the sunrise. It's absolutely gorgeous in the skyline, Chicago skyline. But definitely, you guys continue loving yourselves. Continue soul searching, finding out who you are. And you can't go wrong with that. Continue loving those around you. And showing and saying and doing what's needed for yourself. So thank you guys. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
You want to say anything before we go? No, you're
good?
good?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you guys. Love, peace, and light.